Good morning, everyone. This is episode 1268. It's Blind Magic in Alice Springs, and I am your presenter and host, Murray Stewart. Very often I say that I introduce the program by saying, wherever you are all over the world. And I say that because we're heading up toward 37,000 downloads. Very, very pleased with that. And we do have listeners from all over the world. Recently, we've had listeners from Germany join the program. Thank you, thank you. And also, we have had listeners from Europe, which is wonderful. There are many troubled parts of the world. I hope you're not in one of them. We have shed a light on Alice Springs, the wonderment that is Central Australia, right here in the centre of the driest continent on Earth. But whoa, do I love it. I absolutely do. And I love my home. I call it the House of Contentment here in the centre of Australia. I also try and shine a light on vision impairment because it is not all doom and gloom. In fact, far from it. There are many, many talents that vision impaired people have, and largely because they are vision impaired, they and we have to develop many other qualities, and those qualities can make our world a better place. So we most definitely shine a light on those talents. Recently, I have been reacquainted with a great friend of mine from primary school. Yeah, from my primary school days. She said she wouldn't mind if I mention her name, so I will. Her name is Tracy Smith, and I was once one of her little friends back between about 1974 and 1978 at the Hamilton South PSU. But wow, has she had her struggles. But through her struggles, I am now being inspired. I am. She has a condition known as neurofibrosis. Now, this condition very often has a genetic origin. This condition can be in a stage 1 or stage 2 situation, and Tracy at this stage has stage 1. Now, stage 1 results in benign tumors developing along neurological tracts. Now, because of that, someone can have neurological symptoms or musculoskeletal problems, or indeed problems with the skin. But you know what? If you meet Tracy, you are meeting someone who can inspire you, who can lift you, who can motivate you. Because wow, is she positive. There must be some dreadful, dreadful days. But you wouldn't know it with Tracy. You would not know it with Tracy. And I'm absolutely certain that all those around her are inspired by how she is navigating her way through this condition. Now, there are no known cures, and the stage 2 of this condition is a stage that you certainly want to avoid if you can, because that can result in some catastrophic hearing problems. But you know, if I know Tracy, I think she's going to do her very, very best, her level best, to going down that road. I guess the reason why the hearing becomes an issue is these benign tumours start to gather in the auditory canal, which could be devastating for someone like Tracy because she is also vision impaired. Now, whilst there's no known cure, a patient can be observed, and they also can undergo surgical procedures in order to stabilise symptoms if and when required. Now, I haven't spoken at depth with Tracy about this condition, and you know why? because she's so positive. The last thing that I want to do is go down the road of woe is me, because that's not her. That's absolutely not her. The other day we spoke about if we were dogs, what sort of a dog would we be? She reckons I'd be a German Shepherd. Growl, growl. I don't know. And I said, well, how about a Cocker Spaniel for you? And I so remember a beautiful, beautiful little Cocker Spaniel when I was young, who gave both me and my brother so much love. And she just seems like that sort of person. Cocker Spaniels, beautiful, playful, fun-loving, and so damn funny. And I mean funny in a very, very nice way. And that's Tracy. Tracy is so, so positive. I'm so sure that she has days that are very, very dark days, but you wouldn't know it with Tracy. And I bet you also that through her challenges, she has developed some amazing skills that she could lend all of us in order to live a better life. And I'm certain that's what she'll be doing to all those around her who know her. So yeah, I did break my rule about reunions, and I'm glad that I have, after meeting or reacquainting with Tracy, because she is inspiring me and motivating me, and I hope to do the same for her as well. I'm also hoping to learn more about her condition. I'm very curious, as a 35-year myotherapist, about all such conditions and seeing where I may be able to help. And you never know, I may just be able to help. Tracy, should we meet up again? Because I'm one of those types of people who researches and looks into where it may be possible I can lend my skill set to someone. And these days, as someone who has retired as a myotherapist, I've got a fair bit of time on my hands, and therefore my hands are vacant, ready, willing, and able to assist. Yes, they are ready, willing, and able to assist. So I wonder what the next chapter of my life will lead me to. Well, I did tell you that very soon I will be starting a new job as a workshop facilitator. And why is this important? Because once again, I'm going to use my experiences to help others when it comes to dealing with domestic violence. Yes, both myself and my brother, as I've said previously, were victims of a violent father. I don't like using that word, victims. We're survivors. There you go. We're survivors of a violent father. And I certainly did develop some skill sets that I do intend to employ during this workshop. And so I am hoping that this workshop will change the lives of young men in particular and steer them down another pathway. Yeah, I'm going to teach them to use their hands productively, as I have over my life, because our hands and the decisions that we make on behalf of our hands can change the world. Yeah, we need to use hands to love and not to hate, to heal and not to harm, to provide, not to fight, and overall to nurture the people we love, in order that those people then can freely love us. Yeah, so that's the essence of the workshop. I will then go through some exercises. I'll ask them to write down as many qualities that they believe they can deliver to the world through their hands. Yeah, it might be the ability to shake someone's hand, to pat someone's back, to give someone a hug or a massage, to pat your pet dog, to stroke your pet cat. Yeah, anything that you can do with your hands of a positive nature. And once they list all of those, I will then ask them to put that into a checklist, which they will mark off every month. And hopefully, if they've been able to list maybe up to 50 positive contributions that their hands can make to the world, if they can then tick off maybe half of those each month, then they're well and truly on the way to being beautiful, wonderful contributors to society. They may become great parents, I trust, great partners, I hope, but wonderful young men and women regardless. Yeah, wonderful young men and women. Because as I said, the choices we make on behalf of our hands will dictate who we become and where we end up. Because if we make bad choices for our hands, we may very, very well end up behind bars. Yeah, that's right. That's where bad choices with our hands can lead us. So lead us not, folks. Lead us not. The workshop, by the way, will begin with a pledge that we'll make directly to our hands, with our hands held in front of us. And that pledge, I would hope and I would trust, they will stand by for the rest of their life. The workshop will be delivered, as I said, to young men in particular, but if there are girls there or young women, sure, why not? I'll deliver it to any and all of those who may be able to benefit from positive messages delivered to and then on behalf of their hands. So therefore, on behalf of all of us, because if this workshop can develop great people, then those great people will end up walking amongst us all as inspirational people, motivational people, and good people. And that's what we need, folks. That's what we need. And as I said, Tracy is an example of exactly what I've just espoused. Regardless of the tough circumstances which she confronts every day of her life, she has become a fine citizen of the world, a motivational person. And, this is what I mean about when dark clouds surround us. If we look hard enough, we can and we will find the silver linings. And so Tracy has done so, and it's been an absolute pleasure to meet up with her again. And I trust there are more such meetings with her so we can inspire one another. And as I said, with my experience as a myo, I may be able to assist her. That would require me delving a little deeper into her medical background in order to seek more knowledge. But for now, it's about just being a good friend once again, and she likewise. All right, folks, this has been, and always will be, episode 1268, a Blind Magic Communications production.